Welcome to AL is missing a CalcTime function. Let's fix that. Hey, I'm Eric, and whenever we need to calculate a date, we have the very convenient calcdate function. And every time I'm working with time, no pun intended, I wish I had a CalcTime function. So why don't we create one? I don't think that has to be that difficult. So might as well write some code. And I started a new extension as usual before I hit record on the video. And so let's talk about time. So you can create a time variable, and that is clearly wrong, what's suggested here, but that's okay. So calculate. Let's just calculate says 4 days added to today, right? That's a or 4 days, 2 weeks. Like you can build up these things. So what I'm thinking here is something like t is equal calc time, and then I would say maybe I want to say 56 hours from now, right? That's a something like that. So how do we go about that? So behind the scene, a time variable is actually the number of milliseconds since midnight. So with that in mind, it's pretty easy to calculate with. So we could let's do a int time, and then let's just create that as an integer. So if we have a see, now it's just suggesting weird stuff here. Go away. So the problem is that we can't really do int time equal t. No, you cannot convert time to an integer. But we can cheat. So if I take, and maybe let's do actually the time right now, and then I do minus, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 t. That's allowed. So if we do message int time, this I think should work. I don't know where that breakpoint came from. That should kind of work. So what did I do here? Well, I took 2 times and subtracted. The weird thing is that you are allowed to subtract time. You're not allowed to add time. But I think we need to handle that also, because you see, now we got something that's probably correct. But I cannot do time plus. That is not allowed, because potentially that could result in a overflow. Like it's now into the next day, so it's now 28 instead of maximum 23.59. But minus is allowed. So with that in mind, I can now go and say, what can I do here? Then let's just so if I create a variable called hour, and let's see how quick it is. Hour equal 1,000 milliseconds times 60 seconds times 60 minutes. That's an hour. We could also create like a minute and say that minute equal times 60, and then instead of saying hour is then 60 minutes. And a day is hours times 24. That is correct. GitHub Copilot. So with that in mind, I could say, well, integer time plus 56 times hour. That is okay. But now I'm not able to so how do I get this back into a t? So let's actually equal %2 and then t. So because now t equal end time is not allowed. But what if I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's also a constant called 0t. See, this is actually allowed here. But I think 0t will break. 0t is not the same as 0, 0, 0, 0. So I think this one will now hopefully will break. Otherwise, interesting. That did not break. That gave us something. Okay, let's try to see if. So what I think I would have done was say that int time is equal int time mod day. So to do a division reminder when we divide by whole days. Let's see if it gives us the exact same thing. Maybe Microsoft are doing this behind the scene. I think they are. But I think I prefer my version to actually do it. Instead of 56 here, it's almost 8 p.m. So if I do plus 5 hours, it should be 10 to 1 a.m. which is correct. Let's see what happens if we don't do this. Will Microsoft just do it for us? Maybe we need to save the CPU cycles here. Yeah, huh. Interesting. Okay, so with the gymnastics here, I think we can create a function now. I think we have enough basic knowledge to create a function. So how about we do that? Procedure CalcTime. So we need a time expression, I guess. Ay, caramba, what's it? Time expression, which is a text, and then we need a start time, I guess, which is a time, and then we're gonna return a time. So time expression, let's think about this. So time expression examples, how about something like that? Like this is almost like documentation. 1H. That's clearly a time expression. How about, maybe I should not write. So minus 1h is probably also a valid time expression. 56 hours is a valid time expression. So what would happen if we do minus 56 hours? Then we go into negative. Wow, this one. Yeah, that'll probably not be working. Sure, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Minus 1 hour, 30 minutes, that's probably also, well, minus is always problematic, so let's think about that in a minute. So 1 hour minus 30 seconds. 30 minutes. Anyway, something like that. And maybe, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 13 seconds. Stuff like that. So clearly we're talking about a format that has a integer followed by a postfix that is describing what is the unit. So with that, I think we're going to do something like for I equal, then we need an I, otherwise that will never work. I integer. Maybe we need to, I think we need an operator, which is text, where we're going to collect. So I equal 1 to string length of time expression do begin. So no. If okay, I'm just gonna turn off because I don't think you're helping GitHub right now. Maybe if is char. So let's create a function that takes times expression of our index, and if this is a letter, then we're gonna do stuff. Otherwise, we're just gonna accumulate. So we're gonna do a so in the string text variable, we're just gonna add the current text to it, and then actually let's see Copilot. Let's see if you can help here. So that is correct. Yeah. This is stuff like this. This should. No, that's not what I want. Exit. See, this looks like it would work. I think this will actually work. Huh. Good little AI. Yeah. So is this a char? Maybe we should actually change char. That's okay. It's a character. So if it is a character, then let's no. Go away again. Let's start by converting our operator string that we have accumulated to an integer. And then we can do a case time expression I of, so what letter did we get? We got an H, right? So H would then mean that our, okay, so now we need to calculate something. So we need to do our trick here. So let's create a start time integer. So now we're gonna use the trick we did up here. and we're actually gonna do a start time integer equals start time minus, there we go, maybe perhaps one more. Happy compiler. I was saying that then we need to do start time integer plus so upend is the number of hours, so times 60 minutes times 60 seconds times 1000 milliseconds. And start time integer is, in this case, it's minutes. So that means times 60 seconds times 100 milliseconds. Why did I mean M? Then we're going to do S, which is start time integer upend times 1000. That's only milliseconds, not 6000. And sure, we could constant out of this, but I'll just leave it for the educational view. So whenever we have a letter in the expression, let's deal with that. And then, so here's the thing. So right now, so if this is, so let's think about what happens if this turned out to be negative. But let's ignore that right now, actually. Let's ignore that. Start time integer. I still feel like I need to do this, actually. Mod, and then I need the 24 times 60 times 60 times 100. And now I can exit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 t plus my start time integer. What about 6 of those then? I think that might just work. Let's just look where we grab our time, then we run through the expression. Every time we got a character, so I think we need to, at the end of the case, I think we gotta empty this one, so we get the next one. So we accumulate in OP. And we could be more clever and accumulate with a substring from the index where the last one we found and stuff like that. But I think this is okay right now. Okay, I want to try this, and I want to try this with a breakpoint. So how about we ignore all this and then we say here we do 1 hour 30 minutes 20 seconds and CalcTime 1 hour 30 minutes 20 seconds, and we're gonna add it to right now. Here goes nothing. And we got the breakpoint. So let's see. So right now we have a start time which is 8 o'clock, and this one turns into I don't know why it decides to have to comment on that one, but it turns into a number. That's okay. So we grab the first it's not a, oh, I did not debug into that. We're just adding to OP, that's a 1. And now time expression I is clearly a letter, so we evaluate, so now there's a 1 here. We got an H. So we have this one that is 72,138,000. We do this, and let's look at this now. This is 75. We blank, and this is not a character, so now we OP becomes a what? What? Come on, debugger. We can also go here and look. That's probably easier. Locals. Let's go with this. So there's a 3, and now this is 30, and that was minutes. So now it's added to start time. Let's see, can we fit? We do the same thing. Now we have 2O. We get the S. This is good. We blank. We're done, and we are not overflowing on the day. We exit out of this, we hit a 5 here. So now we get the breakpoint again. I was actually going to do a video on the weirdness of on open page, but then it was not predictable enough for me to actually, I tried to record a video on it, then it didn't do. Sometimes on open page can trigger multiple times, so be aware. So now we got 2 on, so be aware that on open page can be weird. So I think this works. That's, yeah, that's correct. And the second one gave us a slightly different time because we took a lot of time debugging. So what about the minus thing? Let's just try to break this. I don't want to keep. Let's do. Okay, so let's do 32 hours. So that would be 4 in the morning, I guess. We don't need the breakpoint now. That would be 4 in the morning, so that works pretty well. What happens if we do minus 32 hours? Okay, I can't calculate that in my head. So hang on, let's do something. So right now it's 20 hours past midnight. So if I do minus 20, hey, wow, minus 21. So somebody, when I did the my VS Code, said, oh, but you can just use F1 for the command palette. Sure, that doesn't feel right for me. I think Control-Shift-P is more right. So F1 seems that's the help function. Anyway, sorry, minus 21. Minus 21, so that should be just before midnight. There you go. Not bad. So Microsoft is actually clever. That's interesting. Well, sorry, full credit. Clearly somebody was thinking when they did something, so I appreciate that. So I don't have to. Okay, so that's a good function. But you know, if we do 56 hours or something like that, then I think this function needs a counterpart. What if we take what time? I have 24 minutes. Sorry, I'm gonna do one more here. So actually, what I'm gonna do, because here's what I would like. I would like to do procedure CalcTime, so an overload time expression. It's a text and then let's start date time, and then return a date time. So now we can take a date time and say 56 hours from now. I think that would be cool. So what happens if we just grab the code we had? Because this was really an awesome function, so there's no reason not to reuse it. Maybe we do run into eventually we need to go to big int, but I can't really calculate that in my head. But now start time is a so start time is, well, I think we can actually, so there's not a trick. So what if we ignore this one and the start time is just 0? So we do our thing. We do our thing here and all is good. And then oh no, here's, let me see. What happens if I say that start time integer is actually a duration? And then the only thing I'll do down here, so ignore this guy because now we don't need to do wrapping. So the only thing we need to do here is take our actual start time and plus our start time integer, which we probably should rename to start time. Well, now it's no longer actually. What about expression duration? Because you can say date time plus duration. Okay. CalcTime, and then I'm gonna do current date time as my input now, and I'm gonna do the famous 56 hours. So that will put this somewhere on the today is 28th, so the 29th, on the 30th, perhaps. I don't know. Well, we apparently wrapped into the 31st. So there's an overload. How about minus, actually? So minus 56 hours. That works. Okay. So now we could, and I do apologize because this apparently is a long video. So now we could actually, I know now there's a thing with M, but what happens if we do a D and then we do expression duration plus equal up int times 24 times 60 times 60 times, now we have a day also. We can even, I don't want a month that's gonna break stuff because then, but how about a week? So this is times 7. Oh. Okay, so now we can say, let's do 1 week and 4 hours. So that would put us That would put us on the 4th. June 4th plus 4 hours, so actually June 5th. Early morning. Well, middle of the night. There we go. Ha ha. I think that's actually pretty good. What did we did 100 lines, huh? I think I'm going to stop myself here, otherwise we'll be here all night, and that is not the intent. That's CalcTime. I'm gonna put this in one of my libraries, so I have access to that easily. Maybe we should create it. Is this so? Let me know in the comments below. Is this like system app pull request worthy? Should we then? I need to build a couple of. Well, this would go into almost in like the type helper. Type helper is base app, so that's way more complicated to do a pull request for base app right now. But maybe we can sneak it in somewhere in system. Not sneak it in, but do a pull request for system app. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see how. There's actually also already a video on how to put. Create a pull request for Microsoft to base app, but maybe we need another one. Comments below and all that. And this was an awful lot of AL hacking, but if you're ready for more, check out this one. That's a good one. I'll see you in that one. Take care. Bye.